EA Sports. It's in the game.
Hello and welcome to another retro video, this time FIFA 2001. It was released in November 2000 for Windows, PlayStation and the PlayStation 2, which you'll have already noticed is where I'm capturing from. This was the very first FIFA game to release on the PS2, the first to include properly licensed club badges, not for all clubs mind you, and the first and last to feature a scratch and sniff disc. Yes, legend has it that FIFA 2001's disc actually smelt like turf if you scratched it. Why did scratch and sniff die? Anyway, Scholes is on the cover and also provided motion capture for the game alongside Thierry Henry and Edgar Davids. Some of the extra power afforded by the PS2 was spent bumping up the quality of the player likenesses. See, this is David Seaman. It's uncanny, right? On the licensing front, as I say, some leagues had proper badges for the first time, although the Dutch league, for example, didn't, and even back in 2000, EA faced similar licensing challenges to the ones faced today, as the Austrian Bundesliga was added to the game, but the Portuguese and Turkish leagues had to be removed, leaving a total of 60 national teams and 17 leagues. There were just 5 stadiums, but they all had day and night lighting, as well as hot and rainy weather, and it's a small touch, but you'll see different shading on the pitch depending on your settings. No new modes and no proper manager mode as yet, just tournaments and leagues, but the training element was still strong, including the ability to practice free kicks and, more importantly, choose where the free kick was taken from. Futuristic. Digging into the options, little has changed from FIFA 2000 really. The in-game management system still features, but to be honest the game is so arcadey there's little use for it. You can turn automatic replays off, imagine if you had that setting in FIFA 15. 3 difficulties, 4 game speeds and the ability to still play 45-minute matches should you want to. Moving over to team management, and again it's very familiar. You can obviously set up your kick takers and starting 11, and the in-game management options are deep, but you could completely do without them. I'd really like to see this feature brought back into FIFA. PES has something similar, but this is a great setup and unfortunately doesn't play that well because of the game engine it's used in. Basically, you can set up 3 play styles, for want of a better term, which include formation and attacking and defensive aggression, and styles, which you can switch between in-game. Think of it like mentalities in FIFA 15 that you can customise. I guess when you say it like that, maybe it's a bad idea. The transfer system remained unchanged, as did the edit function, which still allowed you to mess around with kit styles and colours a little bit. Similarly, the player editing was also reskinned, but pretty much unchanged from FIFA 2000. That did not stop it being fun to take a goalkeeper, make him a sweeper, change his skin tone and put a wig on him. It does help from a humour point of view that they dance a little bit. That's pretty much what I look like in a nightclub, awkward and angry. So little in the way of changes off the pitch, but there were enough on it as EA put the PS2 to work. Immediately noticeable is the pitch size. It's a lot bigger, which changes things slightly by way of slowing everything down. John Motson and Mark Lawrenson return to the commentary box, and overall commentary is of a good quality.
Hello again, just 4 teams left now in the Cup, and we're here to see the semi-final match between France and Chile. And my co-commentator today is, of course, Mark Lawrenson.
One thing's for sure, John, we won't see a slow start to this one. They'll both be quick off the starting blocks.
The break and the score 1-0 here. What are your thoughts at this stage, Mark?
It's a close game, but I'm not sure it will stay that way in the second half.
They even now correct their mistakes as gameplay changes.
Turns his marker. No, I'm wrong.
Elsewhere on the audio front, you can even hear player shouts, which is a nice touch. At first it sounds like shouts from the crowd, but it's actually players if you strain your ears for just a second.
Mistimed that one.
The crowd chants are much improved too, with audible reactions to big tackles going as far as to chant player names.
And he finds the ball at his feet. Zidane.
Naturally, that's not the case for all players, but again, it's a lovely touch. Presentation has just been cranked up all over, really. The game is smothered in advertising, with some big names featuring on the hoardings around the pitch, down to sillier stuff like the keeper keeping a water bottle in his net, and loads of dressing like staff and cameras around the edge of the pitches. Camera angles got some attention in FIFA 2000, particularly in replays, and that work is continued here, but it's sometimes at the cost of being able to actually see the action. Crowds look much better than they ever have done up to this point in a FIFA game, and only having 5 stadiums obviously allowed the art guys to really go nuts on them. Look at that. It's gorgeous.
Maybe see you later at the pub.
There was a power bar for shots for the first time, ignoring the SNES version, and the pass indicator introduced in FIFA 2000 made another appearance, although to be honest, it's a bit broken and isn't 100% reliable. With or without the power bar, the shooting feels solid, and the keepers tread a really fine line of being very, very good without being unbeatable. There's not been much change, if any at all, to skill moves, but there are some really nice new keeper animations, and overall, the game was really, really fun to go back and play. Crosses are mad, like really floaty, and always hit the same part of the area, but it doesn't really matter, as much like FIFA 15, skills and more importantly pace are incredibly overpowered. Kickoff runs were still an issue too. I guess the defensive AI is just a bit too primitive at this point in FIFA's history, but yeah, pace is really easy to abuse in this game, powering behind the back four to get one-on-one time and time again. It's a good thing in some respects, as it offers you a way to fight back against the one part of the game that's even more overpowered than pace and skill moves combined: tackling. Tackling in FIFA 2001 is ridiculous. It's so strong. The intentional hack was still in the game at this point, but you don't even need it. You barely need sliding tackles, as the standing tackle is so reliable and it's got this huge reach on it. If that wasn't bad enough, you can also pressure with your teammates to regain the ball. One nice upshot of all this though is that it's easy to injure players, and injured players actually take a bit of a performance hit and hobble about like pensioners. So that's a little look back at FIFA 2001. It was critically very well received and a good first entry on the PS2 that made very few core changes and instead used the extra power to add a shiny layer to the previous year's game. The shape of things to come, some will no doubt say. I'll leave you with the World Cup winning cutscene. I imagine those fireworks are probably a bit of a fire hazard. Oi.
Here they go on the lap of honour. Amazing they have any legs left to keep running, isn't it? Look at the crowd, to a man on their feet in appreciation of the cup winners. The players posing for the team photo then, the new cup holders.